Coach, if you can make an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Yes, sir. Missed this last week, so let's get this back on track. First of all glory be to God. Win, lose, draw, right? Watching over us. So all glory be to God. And probably the second thing I'll say is, how about that number 2, huh? Got them both right here. But how about that number 2? Took some hits, but when we were struggling to run the football, found a way to stay on the field, explosive, efficient, staying on the field, and what was it, 390? What's he got here?
391.
391. So big time day. And then, defensively, I just felt like we can, kind of control the run, but there was just those runs that kind of kept on spurting out there. And then just pass rush wise, the synergy that we typically have, weren't getting enough pressure. And I will put tip of the cap to Black Hills State. Coach Bresky had that team ready to go. They had an awesome plan, and they executed it and kept playing. So all the credit in the world to Black Hills State. But, we talk about establishing the line of scrimmage, and I don't feel like we did that tonight. We didn't do it on the offensive side of the football. Cleaned up some pass protection in the second half, but we've got to run the ball better than that. And then on the defensive side of the football, just too many 4, 5, 6 yard runs, and not making them that one-dimensional, and then not getting enough heat. And like I said, 4 over there, he did a heck of a job moving in the pocket and getting that ball out. So proud of us, proud of this football team, love this football team and who we're becoming. The response tonight, the continued response, I felt like every single time we started to get something going and felt like, okay, we got control of this game, there was that mistake, but then we came back and responded. So I love the response. Now here mentality, and if we can keep that and get some of these cleaned up, these things cleaned up from a special team standpoint, a little bit secondary and running the football, we're going to be a heck of a football team. So extremely proud of this football team, love who we're becoming, but we got a lot of work this week. Tip of the hat to Black Hills State.
Andrew, what did you think about the pace of this game? It was a lot of back and forth. Trading touchdowns. That played right into your hands offensively. What did you think about the way the game played out?
Yeah, I think the pace of every game is different, depending on the game. Obviously, last week we started really strong. This week we didn't start off very hot. But I think, just having the one-for-one mentality and just going on to the next drive, I thought our response as an offense was great. When things were going bad, the next drive, we came out and put 7 on the board. So, yeah, I think you got to do what you got to do to get the win, and I thought our response was great today.
Josh, defensively, was this team what you expected?
Yeah, I think what they put on film is what we got. I think we just got to do a little bit of a better job communicating from the back end to the front line. But everything that they ran, or in the first half, I would say we kind of saw on film, and we made some adjustments, tried to move around a little bit, tried to get a feel for things, but. Yeah, I would say we got what we saw. So.
First one for Coach. Congrats on the win, obviously. Pass game was obviously very, very good tonight. Run game, not typically where you guys want to be, besides the touchdown by Gentleman. So, how important is that to get back that phase of the offense to get up to par with the pass game too?
Well, if you know my background, right, 25 years as an offensive line coach, and we understand how important controlling the line of scrimmage, both sides of the football, but particularly running the football and what that does to, and particularly right down the rails in those A gaps to force the defense to stop inside out. And I think they had a great plan to stop that, and that's part of the pass game that Andrew and Kellen, those guys took great advantage of in some of those RPOs. To me, we have to be able to run it. I don't care if it's 6'7". We made a career out of finding ways to get that guy blocked, and it's awesome to have the feeling that if it's a 5-yard out, an access throw, that it's 2nd and 3, right? And then getting those guys in some space, and you saw it tonight, there can be some explosion. So if people want to stack it up in there and play tight, we have that ability to make them pay, but it's still not an excuse to be able to run it. And then protect it too, right? First half, I thought we did a better job in the second half. We made some adjustments there. But way too many hits on the quarterback in the first half. So
Seemed like you were kind of using the short passing game as a running game because it wasn't you weren't really getting the numbers.
No, and it was a numbers game, right? Numbers game and 4-2-5 defense, right? They're going to try to cheat it. But where they were placing their boundary safety, where they were playing their field outside linebacker, it created tremendous numbers on the perimeter, right? And we're able to take advantage of that. But the ability to get in heavier personnel and still run it, we have to be able to do that, right? And again, it's the synergy of it, the pass game to the run game tonight. But just want to be able to establish that and be able to lean on that when we have to.
Special teams play on both sides. Kind of spotty and shoddy. You took advantage of a block punt. You gave up a block punt and a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Third phase of the game, you really want to clean that up.
Giveth and taketh away, right? And that was tonight, right? We made some huge, impactful, big-time plays on special teams and then gave up just some massive ones. And some things that, again, credit to them, but we knew it was coming, and particularly the block punt, extremely frustrated right now. We'll get that cleaned up. And then trying to do some things from a kickoff standpoint, but, they hit it and ripped it. But we had some really good kickoff returns, so I think it was that giveth and taketh away. But that's not us on special teams, right? That's not us, particularly the big plays.
Coach, what did you think about the play that Griffin Shinrock had where he blocked the punt and then picked up by, I think it was
Derek Woods, yeah.
What did you think about that play?
No, and I felt we had that, kind of had it all night, right? The first one, I think there was some op time issues a little bit with them, and could have took advantage of that a little bit earlier, but when we needed it, we got it, right? And I thought from Shinrock, the angle, low hands, and then Derek Woods, just a really good feel to catch that thing clean and get it in the end zone. So felt like we had opportunities to go get after them in the punt block game, and it was good to see us take advantage of one.
Josh, what did you think about the game, how it started when you guys were down 10-0, and then how you guys responded?
I think the way Coach Lewis kind of professes our defense, when we get into situations like that, it's bend, don't break. And I think we did a great job of bending a little bit, but not breaking. Going down 10-0, we got some stops, got back up to 14-10. We just got to keep that fire going when we get back into that groove. So.
Josh, talk about their quarterback a little bit. Very, he was able to get out of some almost for sure sack situations, kept plays alive. As a secondary guy, what do you see and how frustrating is that when he's kind of prolonging plays and then they're getting plays downfield?
He's an experienced quarterback. We're going to play a bunch of experienced quarterbacks this year. We're taught in practice, scramble drill, lock onto a man, and don't let go until that whistle blows. So that's what we got to do, and that's what we got to keep doing going forward this year.
Coach, do you think the fact of tackling, because he was able to get out of a lot, does your lack of tackling, which you want to have in fall practice, his second game, does that play a role in this, you think?
Yeah, and you see some of those in those week 0, week 1 games, but it was one of the things I was impressed with last week was downing the ball in the open field. And tonight, I think there was a lot of good angles to the football, but a lot of hits without wrapping, right? And you could see that a lot of times where we're just trying to go through, go through the calf, go through the shin there a little bit, and just kind of bouncing off rather than wrapping and tackling. So, there's no question the shortened preseason and, not wanting to get guys dinged up, not tackling in camp or spring ball very often. But I don't think it's an excuse because we tackled pretty well yet last week, right? So, we got to go back to work, making sure we're wrapping, get back to some fundamentals there, get them on the ground, down the football, particularly in space.
Coach, the game was flowing in a way where, they put up some decent pass numbers. They were really good on third down, and Black Hills also outpossessed you guys by 9 minutes, and yet they really only got the 2 kind of deep shots to Chikora. Other than that, you did a good job of keeping them in front of you. Talk about what Coach Lewis and staff were seeing defensively, how you made adjustments. Second quarter looked like you were a lot more dialed in than in the first. Just talk about how that defense flowed to the game.
Well, I think, on tape, as Josh was saying, they took some shots week 1 or week 0 last week, and I think they did a really good job of, letting the defense clear out, right, hit some slants, hit some unders, hit some drives. So I think just, again, the communication that Josh talked about, right, from the front end to the back end, got better as the game went on. And to your point, right, the ball not going over the head. And, again, our response to some of those explosive plays, even in that third, fourth quarter when they were driving the football. They were taking time to drive the football, right? And we were able to score pretty explosively and pretty quickly. So from a game flow standpoint, feel like we still felt like we were in control, right? And as long as we can do that, again, the complementary nature, the synergy of the offense to defense, special teams, but felt like we had that synergy. And a lot of times around here is defense to offense, a little bit of offense to defense. And that's team, that's we all we got football.
Thanks, guys.